Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Tennis Manager 2023. This is from Rebound. I've had the opportunity to get an advanced look into this game. I've already done a first look video on that. You can find it on the Steam page itself. In fact, at the time of recording this, it's live right now on there. But also, it's available on my page here on YouTube, where I posted that a couple of days ago to be available. That's the same video. I've really enjoyed playing Tennis Manager over the last few years. I picked up the original mobile version of the game and really enjoyed it. And while tennis was not a sport that I had been into since I was a kid, when Tennis Manager came to PC, I remembered the fun that I had with the mobile version of the game and decided to bring it to the channel, and it actually ended up being quite the hit. Now, in the third edition of the PC version of the game, they've come a long ways in just the last couple of years from that original version, and I'm very pleased to say, after that first look video is complete, that the balancing issues that existed a year ago are very much a thing of the past. I'm really liking the new features and how well balanced the game is entering this year. But without further ado, let's get into our Tennis Manager 2023 career. And of course, as always, my theme with the channel is to take it from the hardest scenario and see if we can become the best. Let me set up the manager for you. If you watched last year's series, you know that Universe Gamer was a fantastic talent who came out winning straight out the box and was having a wonderful career from an early age. Universe, in this version, she has to retire early from the sport, age 28, because of injury, and has taken up management, this being her first gig. This time I'm also going to aim for a more realistic approach as opposed to min-maxing and going straight for the victory for the W. We are going to be a novice, brand new to management, so even though she might have experience on court, this side is new. But like myself, Universe is very much a strategist. That is the type of coach that I am. In fact, speaking of coaching, I have my all districts track meet today. I'm the head coach for the track team. It's the end of the track season. It's the end of the sports season for me as I coach year round, school year round, and we're about to enter summer. So this is actually my final day of coaching for the 2022-23 school year. And yeah, I'm excited that that's going to be happening later today. But in the meantime, let's get this strategist to work. As always, I love the option to create our own academy and our player, which there are more customization options if you haven't seen the first look video or other content regarding Tennis Manager up to this point. And from Universe Gamer, we now have Gamers Galaxy. That is the name of the academy that we're going to take forth. And as for our settings, here is that confirmation of just how difficult we're looking to make it. We are in the start from zero for the state of the facilities. Our budget is the minimum, very low, which is hard difficulty, 10K. That's it. That's all we'll have in the bank at the start. Our monthly income versus expenses is $32,000 to the good. However, I believe that's just the infrastructure side of things. When you then add in your staff, your expenses go up quite a bit more. And we have 2 trainers, a physio, an agent, a scout, and an analyst starting out, which I believe they're probably going to add up to be more than that 30K. So we're going to have our hands full in the early stages of this one. Let's see what we can do to get off and running and make something happen. This year's athlete is Clarice Thurman. She's named after my 2 famous heroines in movies, Clarice Starling and The Bride, Uma Thurman. We're going to start her out, though, on the junior circuit, so she is going to start young. She's loyal, she's determined, she's charismatic. She does have that high potential, but it should take her a while to get there this year compared to last. In creating my player, I'm going to allow myself a total of 5 points to redistribute how I want. So let's go ahead and get to that process. As I plan on being an aggressive baseliner, I want to control play. So there's a couple things that I want to focus on to make that happen. So I'm going to take 1 point out of stamina. I'm going to take 1 point out of natural fitness. That's 2. I need to grab a few more points. Lobbing is not a skill I'm a big fan of, so that's going to put us at 4. And then what does that leave us with to grab one more point somewhere? We'll pull one out of hot shots. So there's the 5 points. Now where is it that I would like to put them? I think I'm going to put one into agility. I'm going to put one into speed. I'm going to put a couple into return and one into footwork. There's the 5 points. Still very much the same athlete as before, but a little more focused in the areas that I'd like to see her be focused in. New addition to TM23 is this portion of your create a player, where you're able to customize the look of the athlete. And the last little touch that I'm going to put into our athlete is the hairstyle of my favorite athlete, Sophia Smith of the Portland Thorns, the NWSL, that's women's soccer, aka football. Plenty has changed from TM23 from 22, but one key area that is still very much the same as what had been developed a year ago, which was an evolution from the year prior. The UI UX system is still very much the same system as before, but we're going to take our no budget into play here rather soon as we are into the academy. It's not a topic I'm going to be hitting on over and over again. Really, it's a one and done and we just get on with it. But for me, I think the most undervalued area of sports across the board is women in sports. So this is going to be an all-female academy. And let's go ahead and get on with the business of recruitment. We have 2 slots available at the beginning of the game. We have one filled. We do need to look for one more as soon as possible and then probably let some staff go, which might cost us some money, but it's going to make the difference between a positive balance and a negative balance, which of course we have to make money if we are going to grow and develop. I think one of our first targets could easily be a home nation of Liv Hovda. This 17-year-old is number 3 in the junior rankings, has already played a little bit, and it really doesn't matter how good she is right now. She is somebody who's going to at least have some potential. So even though I would love to go through and evaluate the player, I think this is a great start point. Can we attract a high-end junior prospect who can be a bit further along than our current player in Clarice and, push that bar a little bit earlier to help make some money through winnings? But she is not interested, so we have no reputation whatsoever right now. It looks like she's a 1.5 star with a fair bit of potential, but she doesn't want to sign with us, so I guess we're out. By the way, we only have 10K, so it's not like we can afford to sign any better prospects anyway, but we can go ahead and evaluate nonetheless. One of my typical go-tos over the last couple of years has been Clairvine Nogonye, who's one of the best youngsters on the planet. Here she's 11th in the junior rankings right now, but she is in an academy already, and I think that's one thing that's going to be a bit of an obstacle for us. We need to probably find somebody who is unattached. If you go down a little bit further, the next American down the list, Caitlin Quevedo, 16 years old, but already 18th in the rankings, probably is a pretty decent talent, and without anything other than her local tennis club, she might be a much easier signing for us. Let's start here. Ooh, even she's not interested right now. Okay, well, there's a sign of how much work we have to do. We can't even get a secondary. We can't even get a youngster to sign with us at this point in time. The biggest new feature of Tennis Manager 23 is this. It's the World Cup. It's the Davis Cup. We have now doubles tournaments. We have mega national tournaments. Now, I started as a level 1 manager. It's going to be a long time before I am selected to be a part of it, but I absolutely intend on getting there. Now, if you want to see some gameplay regarding this, go look at my first look video, because we started as an elite manager for that one so that we could be straight into this competition in order to check it out. For this playthrough, we've got a long ways to go to build up to be that manager and be a part of that, and to get any of my athletes to be a part of that as well, as we're starting out in the low end of the junior rankings. With such a tight budget and minimal positive potential balance, we're going to have a lot of work to do on these facilities to get things going. So right now I'm looking for, and I don't think we can get anything right away, but I'm looking for our easiest financial upgrade, such as spending 26K on a near positive balance of an additional 4K a month. Of course, we're quite a ways short of having 26K, but that could definitely be a good early target. This looks like a really nice target, 46K for a positive balance of 11,000 a month for some paddle courts. The other thing you need to take a look at, though, is what the monthly expenses look like, because they will offset. It's not just about the positive gain of 11,000. The expenses also go up by 2.7K. So in this case, we're looking at monthly expenses completely offsetting one another. We gain 200. On the cheaper side is a yoga meditation room, positive 10K, so a 6K net gain for just 25,000. That might be one of the first ones to go to. So far, that's all I've seen. That would help us out early on. I think this might be ultimately a better option for us. So we have a recreational pool for 35,000 that comes with a net gain of 12.5 per month. That might be a good start point right there. So we're looking at needing either 25 or 35,000 as early as possible in order to get us somewhere. Looking in on our staff, Anthony Myers, one of our coaches, is terrible. He is really not any good for us. We can get 1.5 stars here to help on the physical training, but this is not someone who is useful in any way. So Anthony Myers Gutierrez can do just as well. I could do just as well. There are other options. There are other options here in the technical training category. Therefore, Myers is somebody that I'm keen to get rid of. Gutierrez is far better for $300 a month more. That's a substantial sum that we could maybe clear up, but it's on a multi-year contract. What's it going to take to dismiss? Severance cost? Not even 1 month's pay. That is, I think, a great path forward to saving money. Likewise, we have an expensive agent, $2,500 a month, who is not going to do anything helpful for us. Yes, their negotiation might be a 10, but we're not doing actively negotiations. We're certainly not spending that kind of money. So another $1,200 to dismiss them, and that's going to save us a lot. We're going to have to just do a lot of work ourselves. Our analyst, Olson, as much as it's good to have an analyst, and a scout for that matter, I think we need to dismiss all of them until we can build up a base of income a bit more. In which case, our backroom staff is gone, and we have really just 3 total on staff right now. I'm almost inclined to drop 2 of them, but we'll see what our balance is like with just 2 staff members to help us out. Immediately cost us $4,600, bringing us down to a balance of $5,000. Let's hope that we do manage to have a positive balance now going forward without those extra expenses. And at our first ever round of goal setting, by the way, this was an update to the game that I think I may have made happen, and I'm so happy to see it here. Your junior ranking now shows up, or your national ranking now shows up alongside your other physical ranking when you are trying to set up your negotiations for goals for the year. So what ranking should we aim for? Well, let's try to keep our expectations rather low. She thinks that's ambitious, but can reach it. I definitely think we can crack top 300 this year, but we're going to spend a lot of time training, not a lot of time playing in this first season. Lowest we can aim for is top 50 for the national rankings, so we're going to have to accept that. Let's hope we can move up 30 spots. And that's it for the negotiations. So nice and easy. we should be able to keep her happy. We have a 5-year contract, by the way. With limited facilities, there's a lot of training programs that just aren't available to me at this time. What I'd like to see come up a little bit first is our overall speed and agility so that we can move around the court. My goal, our play style, and this is how I've always been and this is how I operate, is to play aggressively baseline to baseline and control play from the back line. You have more time to react from the back line, keep the ball in play, and just work them until they can't reach the ball. So you yourself need to be able to counter that by being able to move and stop others from doing the same thing to you. After that, you don't necessarily have to be better. You just have to outlast. You have to last through the rally. So we're going to start adding timed swimming as the only speed training that I have available right now, when and where we can, about 1 session a week for now while we're in December. Once we get into January, we should start being able to add a couple sessions and maybe change up a couple other sessions to make that improve a little bit faster. And in just 1 month, we have a single attribute that has increased already. It took a huge gain, but that's also because it was one of our lowest. Now a 6 natural fitness has come up from a 5. As low as it was, it's easier to get those early points. Others not coming on quite as fast, though we did make good gains in tactical skills and serve power. But that month, the month of December, is your heavy training month where there are no competitions. Now we head into our first match. The pace is going to slow down. We're not going to develop quite as fast as we did over the past month. We enter our very first tournament. I've already had a second tier 60 level tournament turn us down. That's how low our club reputation, the academy reputation, and the individual reputation of Thurman just has set us up to fail early on. We're gonna have to build that reputation the hard way by going out and succeeding in tournaments, beginning with the lowest level that exists, which is a 30 level tournament. Ranked 468th currently, we go up against another fellow very low ranked opponent, potentially a 5 seed though in the second round. Could be challenges, but let's see how we perform in our first ever tournament. Now, last year's edition, of course, there was plenty of tactical adjustment and setup that you could do, but it wasn't as prevalent as what we have this year, and it wasn't right on the forefront. You go into your pre-match report and strategic adjustments are right there. You can do it match by match to set yourself up. Low skill early on, we're bound to make a lot of mistakes, so I'm going to be certainly less aggressive on second serves. It's okay to go for it on the first serve. You just need to make sure you get it in the second time around. So going low here, having some risk to try to get some power behind it, which power is not exactly our strength, but with slow reactions, we might be able to get some aces that way. Aiming mid is one that isn't a problem, so you could take more risk on that. For going wide, though, we might want to put a little more. Yeah, we've got a slice. I think we want to push for the line a little bit more. We'll see what we could do. Defending versus attacking balance. We're going to be a little more attacking. Aggressive baseliner. That makes sense. Tactical discipline, though. Let's stick to the game plan a bit more. Our intensity levels behind the face cam right now is set to neutral. So serve, return, and key points are all set to be neutral. I'm going to turn return up a little bit because that's where we want to be aggressive, is on the return. On the serve, we don't need to be super aggressive. Key points, let's remain neutral for now. I think we could be very error prone early on here in our career. That's while serving. While returning, forehand, how we play. Well, we don't want to chip and charge, that's for sure. Depth, yeah, we want to back to the baseline, definitely. I don't want to go center, though. We want to play towards the back. Oh, that's first serve, though. That's on. I get it. This is right after the serve. Let's go average power, but play the lines a bit more. That could lead to a lot of a lot of mistakes, won't it? maybe we'll be average on the risk because we don't need a lot to beat them. We don't need a lot of power. If we can get it down the line without getting too close to the edge, I think athletically we can beat a lot of players early on. Backhand, we're going to do the same strategy. Only difference on second serve is we're going to scoot up a little bit and be a bit more aggressive on the power. See, that's on the return itself though. Okay, you know what? Let's not go crazy on the return. We do have rally here. Here's the one that really matters for our play style, is within the rally itself. Shot type, yeah, we definitely want to go deep. It's subtle, but one of the best new features to Tennis Manager 23 is this: the pregame and intermatch bonuses, the extra cutscenes that you get to set the match up. The graphics really sets the feel for the matches, and it gets you more involved. Now I already have my settings, and we open right off the bat with an ace on our very first point. And that one's out, and it's 30 love here in the first game of our career. And another, oh, that was a double fault. Quick winner there. That back and forth very quickly paying off for us. And that's the first game. Strategy wise, our play is not great, but we're not overly risky, and we start working our opponent side to side. You can see it's already happening where we go right, left, right, and by the third ball we've got the point, we've got the winner. Just because at this level so many of the opponents are just not going to be very good at getting back and forth. So I am playing at 1.4 speed here. We have 4 different camera views. We have the zoom. We have lots and lots of data that we can pull up to track how we're doing. Nice little smash winner there on the forehand. 15 love, and already up 2 games here in this first set. Second service. Out. 30-15. 40-15. Now 40-15. Second service. Chance to go 3. Game. And there you go. We didn't even have to get to the side to make that one happen. 15 low. Already starting to take a real advantage here in the match. We are enthusiastic. Our stamina is quite weak, so that's one area, but our opponent is even weaker than us. She's already down to about 80% on her fitness level and is concerned where we are enthusiastic. This game, first one that's really been pushed, but you can see how we're in control and ultimately get that winner. And again, the tactics are really helping us carry through early on, and it's 4 games love in this first set. Let's go ahead and finish this set up a little bit faster here. It looks like we are firmly in control. I definitely took my time to adjust the settings to the play style, and so far it's paid off very well. We did lose a game, first game lost of our career, but we're still off to a great start and in really, really good shape for this first match. Valgova has gotten back into this match though. I mean, the last 3 games in a row have all been very close, and she's won 2 of them. But we're now just a game away from taking this first set. Might be too little too late on her part. And it's now set point. Can we break to make that happen? Second serve was a good one, but her return there was not good enough, and we have won the first set. Here's what I'm talking about with those cutscenes. It's really nice. Took 2 extra seconds, but it's a nice touch for sure. Fairly comfortable first set, though it was 2-2 down the stretch. We'll see how the second set starts, if she's made any major adjustments that will spark me to want to make any adjustments here in the second set. We do end up giving away the first set, though. We had a chance to win it, but she battled back, she got advantage, and she took that first one away from us. But here we are with the advantage of love 40 and winning without giving up a single point, despite being on the return. So far in this second set, neither one of us has won a game while serving. Until now, and we trail 3-1. So as strong as we looked at that first set, it's not quite looking the same right now. We are also about to finally win a game, so I don't need to suddenly drastically make a change. If we were losing right now, I'd be a little more worried. But here we are. She's battled back. It's 40-40. There we go. Back to advantage. She's unfazed. We're self-assured. And there we go. We win a game. I can definitely see the tactical part where I have a fair bit of loft on the ball. We're well above the net, which is intentional, because I don't want that. I don't want the ball in the net. But a couple mistakes in a row, back to back there, and we find ourselves, third mistake in a row. All unforced. 4 in a row. 4 in a row we make unforced errors. Let's encourage her. Yeah, motivation's up. That one's out. This is, for the set anyway, a must-win game. Already down 2. Maybe need to turn the risk down on the serve. We've made a lot of mistakes. Speaking of, I need to see what happens with this game, but we're going to check in on the stats here soon and see if there is an adjustment necessary. We get that one. It's 4-3. 103 points played. We've won a majority, yet here we are struggling right now. 7 double faults. 7. Wow, okay. We definitely want to make... The 3 points won is not worth, well, now 4 as we get another ace. But the 4 points we've won is not worth the 7 points we've given up. 40-30, a chance to go into the lead here in the set. Oh, great return there for the deuce. There we go, back to advantage. Ooh, wow. That was on the outside edge of the line, but I think they got the call just about right. That one's out, and we're back to advantage. And that's in. Got the game, and now 5-4. Wow. What a turnaround from being down, 2-4, and on the verge of making it 2-5. We battled back, won that game. I told you how critical that game was, and since then, we've now won a combined 3 straight games and are on the verge. Getting even closer to that on the verge now. Oof. She's painting that line a couple of times here. Our opponent, a bit better control than what we have, but I think tactically we're playing smarter than she is. And there it is, game, set, match. And we've won our first ever tournament match. Here's exactly what I was talking about. The infrastructure cost was such that we ended up spending $71,000 as we've turned the month, but our income was only $59,000. So we actually have a deficit of $12K, which put us in the hole. And that's after letting go most of the staff members. Where are we supposed to start turning a profit? That is the tricky part, because I don't think like in years past, I don't think your income is necessarily a lock. It depends partially, some of the categories. Some of the categories seem to depend on reputation and participation in tournaments and so on and so forth. So, for example, the quality of the staff is impacting not only the training, but the income as well. And something a little different here without the scouting help. So, searching for US specifically, here is the junior rankings, and you go down a ways, you get down to a 15-year-old who's 97th. That could be a good place for us to start to try to find somebody who's semi-talented, but of course has no reputation. But let's see if we can maybe get a contract for nothing. Oh wow, still we can't even sign her. Yikes. A novice with level 1 fame who's only 97th in the junior rankings at just 15 isn't even interested. Yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. I'm not turning a profit even after firing staff, and we are seemingly in a world of hurt right now. In the second match of the tournament, it's another victory. It's also another very close one, 6-4, 7-5, as we've moved on a little bit better in this department. Not as many mistakes as before. A few extra winners, and the unforced errors were similar. One of the quarterfinals, this matchup against the number 398th ranked player. So it's another opportunity for us to maybe continue on, but that's not going to happen. We're out 3-6, 3-6. So made it through 2 victories in our first ever tournament. I think that's a really good start for first time out there. Very similar, really even match, but a little bit behind on points won. Speed is my big target right now. I had 3 training sessions centered around speed, and yet we still only managed to gain 41%. I did, however, get backhand power up to an 8 and serve power up to a 7 this week, as they made good gains. Also, anticipation and tactical skills improving by a point as well. So, good start, early upgrades, but of course, every level you make, the next level becomes a bit tougher, takes a bit more in terms of experience. So these early levels are relatively easy to get. When it comes to a small channel, the algorithm is incredibly important. This game is just released, and there are going to be many more episodes to come within this series. If you would like to support this series, the easiest and best way to do so is to leave a like and comment on the video. That really boosts the algorithm and is what it would take to get this series going. Now, after the first few episodes, if you continue and follow, you comment as you feel you want to, you click like as you feel you want to, but the algorithm becomes less important at that stage. New viewers turn into the first episodes, not the late episodes. So it's those first 3 where the algorithm is key. So please take a second, if you don't mind, drop below, click that like button, leave any type of comment, whether you're looking forward to the series, what you'd like to see in the series, or just simply algorithm comment. But I'm Decathlon Gamer. Really appreciate you coming by. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.